What's up with y'all, man? I seen a recent comment on one of my recent videos, and it was asking me to talk a little bit about, my break from social media, me stepping away from, Instagram for pretty much this whole year. And, I just want to speak about that a little bit to y'all, just tell y'all, the reality of taking a break from social media, the reality of, spending some time away. And I'm gonna just be honest, I'm not off all social media. I still be on, TikTok for entertainment purposes and Twitter every now and then, to just check in on the news and see what's going on. But, Instagram is something that, I feel like was taking a lot of my time and, not for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, bro, I feel like getting off there and taking a break from there has, just helped me not compare myself as much to other people, and not really focus as much on other people's lives as I was. When I was on Instagram, I'm not gonna lie, like I was focusing a lot of time on other people and not putting that time into me. You know what I'm saying? I was always trying to see what this person's doing, trying to see what that person's doing, how much followers they got, whatever they post, like literally, whatever they posted. I was comparing myself, a lot to people, you know what I'm saying? And comparing my lifestyle, comparing what I do on a daily basis a lot to people. And it was putting me, personally, I'm not gonna say down in the dumps, but it made me, kind of doubt myself a little bit because I was like, they got all this and they're doing this, they're doing that. And I have none of that, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't been able to accomplish that, yet. Yeah, I've been working towards it every single day. I've been grinding for it every single day, but it's like seeing those people already have it was causing me to compare myself, a lot to people. A lot of people tell you to get off social media and tell you to take a break from it, but nobody really tells you the truth about what that does, about taking a break from social media. At first it's gonna feel uncomfortable. Like you're gonna want to get back on there every single day, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to check in with people and see what other people are doing and see how their life's going. But then after you get over that stage, bro, it kind of feels, freeing. It kind of feels like you're free, like you're not really focused on everybody else, you focused on you. Like I said, it's gonna feel weird at first before it gets to that peaceful part of it, or that freeing, that freedom part of it. Like when you first step away, bro, you feel so disconnected from everybody. You feel like you don't know what's going on because you don't, but then you start to realize that that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You start to realize that you're really focusing more on you than other people, and sometimes you're just gonna reach for your phone and type in an app, out of habit, but it's not a need. It's not a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to realize how addicted you've become to, whether it be scrolling, whether it be getting validation from people, whether it be comparison, whether it be just simply just brain fog and noise, on your phone. Like you see that you were really addicted to it. Like that was really a part of your life every single day for hours upon hours, just doom scrolling and seeing what other people got going on and seeing what other people are doing, but once you do get over that stage of that FOMO, or, what I'm saying, just feeling like you're not tapped in with everybody, like you do get to that point where you stop comparing yourself and you start listening, without that constant comparison. Like you're able to hear your own thoughts again. You're able to hear your own ideas again. You're not trying to be like everybody else. You're not trying to copy everybody else. You're not trying to compare yourself to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you just focusing on you and what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? You stop measuring your life and your success against everybody else's highlight reels. Because like I say all the time, like social media, I'm not going to say it's all the way fake, but a lot of it is fake. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is people just posting their highlight reels and the success out of their life and what they got going on, but they're not showing the hard times. They're not showing what it took to get there. They're not showing, the lows in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't want people to see that. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing a highlight reel of somebody else's life, and so you're constantly going to compare yourself to that, and it's not realistic. Like I said, it's 99% fake. Like everybody's not posting what's really going on in life, and we're not talking about what's really going on. But once you get off of that and you take a break from that, like you start to gain clarity on a lot of things. Like I say, you start to see what you really want, what you really want to do, your own ideas, your own thoughts. And that clarity kind of replaces that chaos, because that doom scrolling, bro, is bringing you nothing but, brain fog and, just comparisons and a lot of just time wasted. That's what I felt like it was, a lot of just a lot of time wasted on my part because, like I said, I'm wasting hours upon hours just scrolling, looking at other people's life. Like what is that doing for me personally? And I started to realize that it's not really doing nothing. And then that also frees up space, to start focusing more on what God is doing in your life, and not what everybody else is posting, not what everybody else is talking about. Like you get to be more thankful for what you have in your life and, grateful for the blessings you have and the things that God has placed in your life, and I'm gonna just be honest, like a lot of growth is able to happen away from social media. A lot of progress is able to be made. A lot of steps forward are able to be taken because you're in this kind of like state of quietness. You're in this kind of state of just focusing on you. Like growth happens in the quiet moments. You become more present in life. Like you're not always looking down at your phone, scrolling on Instagram, looking at everybody else. Like you focusing on you and focusing on, the task at hand. You're able to focus more because you know what you want, you know what you're chasing, and you're not trying to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to compare yourself to everybody else. And a big thing is your peace starts to increase. You're not focused on everybody else, and social media is 99% negativity also. Like nobody posts a lot of things that are positive. You always see the shade room, you see negative stuff, you see the news all the time. Like you don't need to see all that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that negativity is not needed. You feel me? So like your peace starts to increase, and then you also start to realize, how much energy and how much time you're wasting on things that literally don't matter. Like literally at all. Like just keeping up with other people's lives. What is that doing for you? Scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on whatever. What does that do for you? Yeah, I get on TikTok from time to time. I scroll. Like that's something I'm trying to get better with, but it's not focusing on other people's lives. Like I feel like that's kind of entertainment. So I feel like I view that as differently. Like, I don't view it as the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I view that as like Instagram and TikTok is like two different things, because TikTok is kind of like YouTube, but it's just short form. You feel me? But it's not so much spent on negativity and what other people got going on. So that's why I personally took a break from Instagram, only just to, kind of free myself up from that negative world and just focus on me more, and stop comparing myself to other people. Like taking a break from social media, it's not going to fix everything. Like it's not the see all be all. It's not the change of everything, but it will show you and allow you to see and allow you to, reflect on what does need to be fixed in life. Where you need to put your energy at and where you need to put your focus at. Like that's really what it did for me. And I feel like that's really what it could do for y'all, bro. So if you haven't yet, like I advise you, and I I would give you the idea of taking a break from Instagram or taking a break from whatever social media app you want to take a break from, and just, walking away from it for a little bit, disconnecting from it for a little bit, like step back, recenter, protect your peace, focus on you, focus on the positive things in life, be grateful for what you have, be thankful for what you have, and just bring all your energy inward, you know what I'm saying? And bring all your focus inward instead of constantly focusing on everybody else and everything else in the world, but that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're on the way to 800 subs. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all on the next one.